What's good, my peeps? It's your Knucker Big Rucker back at you again. We got another action figure review, this time courtesy of Marvel Legends X-Men. This is the Bonebreaker wave, and what we have before us is Maggot. Very obscure, if you will, X character, and another addition, which is great. Love getting new characters. So you see what we have there in the clear packaging. You've got the figure and the accessories, which is cool. Turn to the side there. We have some artwork showing Maggot and his companions, from which he derives his title, his name, Eenie and Meenie. And we see in the back there more of that artwork. Below we see Bonebreaker and all of the figures in the wave, 6 of which are required to build Bonebreaker. Wolverine is not one of them. We also up top have a readout, as is typical with Marvel Legends. It states Maggot's mutant power is his 2 giant slugs, Eenie and Meenie. They serve as his digestive system, and that they do. They can eat basically anything. I believe they can even put down adamantium and possibly vibranium. I'm almost positive they can eat adamantium. I'm not sure about vibranium, and I say that because vibranium is really an alien metal, but they might be able to consume that as well. And then what they do is after they've consumed whatever and loads of it, they go back into Maggot's body. Yeah, that sounds a little gross there. Go back into Maggot's body, and it empowers Maggot. He gets stronger. And in fact, what we're seeing here in the packaging, as we're back at the front, is Maggot post Eenie and Meenie feeding. Maggot is normally smaller. He gets jacked when he gets bigger. The recent storyline in Infinity Comics has got it. I believe Maggot is kind of sort of this type of jacked always now because of the aftermath of that storyline. But if you want to know what I'm talking about, you need to go pick that up. It's on Digital Comics, Marvel Unlimited. Continuing with the box, we have the X logo at the top, the legalese at the bottom, and that'll do it for that. Time to get Maggot out of the packaging. Maggot comes with the head to build Bonebreaker, and you see he's got that crazy laugh going. You know he's a wild one. He's got the mohawk. His shades can be lifted up. As you can see there, it's connected via holes on the sides of his face. So if you remove the shades, those holes will be exposed. So keep that in mind. Maggot also comes with Bonebreaker's weapon. You see there, it's molded in like a graphite or charcoal gray, I should say. And it's got crazy detail. Give it that, but no paint apps whatsoever. And yeah, but definitely a nice weapon. Maggot is also equipped with his slugs, Eenie and Meenie. Don't know which are which. Only Maggot, whose real name is Japheth, by the way, and telepaths kind of sort of know. And I suspect Laura Kinney, aka Wolverine, knows as well, according to the storyline. But pretty detailed. They've got the red eyes, just like how they portrayed in the comics, so they look good. And we'll explore how to apply them to Maggot later on in the review. So here we have Maggot on our rotating platter. You're getting that 360-degree visual of the character, and first glance is he's pretty blue, pretty bulky. That coat he has on, the shoulder pads that they've also made sure that they got right, really makes him look jacked up. So it's pretty cool, and we're going to take a look at him when we get him off the platter. But I will say that many people don't know who this guy is, so they might be turned off by him. But if you want a complete Bonebreaker, which I'm sure many people want to do, you're going to have to get him, because he's got the head and the rifle, but most importantly, he has the head. So you're going to have to pick this guy up. But anyway, without further ado, let's check out Maggot. So getting a closer look at our boy Maggot here, you can see he's got, like I said, he's basically blue skinned. And if I recall, prior to his upgrade, if you will, I believe he wasn't blue skinned. He had a brown complexion. He was I can't remember what his ethnicity was, but he resembled a African American, but he wasn't African American. He was a different of a different culture. But now I believe he's permanently blue because of his upgrade, if you will. But once again, look at the current storyline to get those details. Looking at our figure here, he's got that smile. The eyes are crazy, as they're like red gold with black pupils. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. He's got that grin. He's more or less a kind of happy-go-lucky guy. And going down, you see he's got those shoulder pads, big shoulder pads. They're separate from the shoulder. They're connected to the tops of the shoulders there. So you already know when we go to the articulation part, that's going to impede going 360. He's got the basically a wife beater underneath. He's got a belt that would normally be freeform, but it's kind of snug on there, and it's just below the waist. His lower half, his lower torso, the legs are molded in a we'll call it magenta type of color. He's got the knee pads there that are molded in a kind of like a grayish color there, brownish gray. Then of course he's got the boots, which are molded in a blue that's different from his skin tone blue. He's got the fingerless gloves, also with that magenta color. And of course his bicep sleeves there are painted yellow, as well as the studs on his shoulder pads and along his back. And you can see the long coat right there. So yeah, that's our guy Japheth, aka Maggot. Looking at Maggot's articulation, his head is on a ball hinge, so he can look up that far pretty decent. He can look down that far, and no real attitude really, but he can do a 360 once you get past the collar of his coat. The arms, as I stated before, they're going to be somewhat impeded by those shoulder pads. He can still get that near 90 when you raise him to the side. Here's where you're going to have the issues trying to do a 360 that way, but you still get good range, and the pads will give, so you do have that. He's got the bicep swivel. He has double jointed pinless elbows. Mine's a little tight here on his left side, but they do work there. Pinless, like I said. He's got the wrist swivel and the horizontal hinge. He has an ab crunch. Get my hand inside his coat so I can perform the ab crunch properly. He can lean forward that much, and the coat is going to impede him going back, but you can still get him to go back, so that's pretty decent. He has a waist swivel. He can do the splits that far out. He can get his legs close to 90 going forward. Going back, you get that much. He's got a thigh cut. He only got half of the pinless treatment, as his double jointed knees are pinned. He's got boot rotation at the top of the boot. He can point his toes that far forward, that far back, which is decent, pretty good. He's got the ankle pivot, of course, and then obviously and always holes, pin holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. As promised, here's Maggot with both Eenie and Meenie, one on his shoulder, and of course the other one, which can wrap around, he's holding in his hand, and looks pretty cool. And one thing I failed to mention when I introduced Maggot on our rotating platter, when I stated at first glance, I didn't mention that he was sans shades. He's always being shown wearing red kind of shades that kind of more look like bulbs on his eye and don't look like actual sunglasses, but there have been depictions where he has on sunglasses and they're always red. So I don't understand why Hasbro left out that key feature. He is never shown without sunglasses on and red. So I got these from my Mezco Blade PX exclusive from a few years ago, about 4 years ago now, I think it's been. And I decided to use it for Maggot. The blade comes with, I want to say, at least 4 pair of sunglasses, so he won't be missing them. So yeah, and I think that's a better, more accurate look. So you guys tell me. Giving you a close-up of that face with the shades on so you can see better what I'm talking about. I think this really completes his look. I measured Maggot in at just under 7 inches, and so I've got him next to Ragnarok, which is basically the same figure, 80th anniversary Thor, and we all know how large that figure is. So this gives you an idea exactly how both vertically and horizontally large Maggot is. And finally, we'll just do this little group shot of the 4 other figures of this wave that I previously reviewed. The way they're being released, like one at a time and not as an entire wave, has essentially stretched out the reviews for this assortment for everybody. We're still waiting on Havoc. I've got Darwin, he'll be next, but who knows when Havoc will become available, and I'm talking about here in the States. So here you have the other 4 are left to our right. We've got first appearance, kinda, Sabretooth. We've got Gabriel Summers, aka Vulcan. Then we have Siren, and then of course, can't be an X-Men wave unless you got one of these, we've got Heat Claws Wolverine. And yeah, so that's what we have. Summing this all up with Maggot, very obscure character, pretty unique in design, and especially his power set. I don't know if it gets any more unique than that. The inclusion of his slugs Eenie and Meanie is very great. I do think that it's curious that he wasn't given shades, even if they were molded for that matter, because like I said, he's normally not portrayed without eyewear. So even if they were molded, I'd have been okay with that. But the fact that he had no shades to speak of molded or separate is very curious indeed. The shades I've got there, as I stated before, come from the Mezco 112 Blade PX exclusive, and he came with several pair of shades, I think at least 4. So Maggot asked him, and he's borrowing a set, so that's all good too. Maggot has got pinless elbows but pinned knees, so he only got the half treatment. There's nothing more I can really say. It's a welcome addition. I'm always down to get new characters to add to the collection, and Maggot is definitely that. Guys, I need you to please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm also going to start saying this at the beginning of my videos. I got to get myself trained, programmed to say it at the beginning, because if I say it at the beginning, those of you that don't hang around to the end won't hear it. So I've got to train myself to say it at the beginning and the end. So yeah, please like, share, and please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 500 by the end of July. So I need your help to make that happen. Please comment below anything you have concerns, criticism, whatever you've got. Let me know. If you want to be notified, smash that bell and you will be notified the next time I upload another video. And with that, yeah, this has been Maggot, and I have been the Ruckus. And until the next time, my peeps, remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.